Hello again. Welcome to another Thursday evening here at Be Connected World. Tonight is Stuart night. For those that don't know, Stuart George is from CKP Creative and he is our tech person. He brings us all things digital and tech to make sure that we understand what we need, how it works, why it works, and if it's broken, he can fix it. So tonight I'm going to hand it over to him for tonight's education. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, everybody. Now, if I may have screen sharing permission, that would be amazing. And I'll dive straight in. So tonight, it's one of my favorite topics. Now, we are launching or helping to launch businesses all the time, and they come to us for assistance to be found online, to be discovered, to be more successful. And one of the things I always say is, do you have a Google business profile? And quite often they say, Google my what? And so then we go on a bit of a discussion. We go and have a look. Now, quite often I end up finding three, one half done, one automatically created, something with reviews on all over the place, all over the shop. Now, there's a couple of people in the room who know all about this. And one of the things is having one profile is really important. Now, sometimes Google can be fun to work with. Now, a particular person in the room knows all about that. But yes, there are probably several people who know about this too. But look, starting from scratch is fantastic. If you do have one sitting there, you need to get it optimized and working beautifully. So let's have a look at this. Now, I still can't share my screen for some reason.
Oh, I'm having dramas too, mate.
Oh, hang
Use
on.
a hammer.
That's it. Alison, can you enable that or?
You're on mute.
You're on mute too.
I should have let you do it anyway, but I've just clicked to make you a co-host, so it should definitely work
okay,
for you.
we've got it. It's working out. This is fabulous. Excellent already. So we're going to dive in. Now I'm going to make sure that you can see what I'm sharing. Can everybody see the share?
Yes. Okay.
Beautiful. Excellent. I love it. Alrighty. So Google business profile, do you really need it? Well, to tell you what, the answer is yes. Now, this is some of the things that we do, including branding, website maintenance, web design, and also we love working with digital tools and systems and fixing the broken things, as mentioned before as well. And they break. People lose things. It's one of those things, and it's really funny. Sometimes it can be rectified really quickly, depending on how well you've broken it. But look, we're always here to help as well. Okay, marching forth. So the whole thing is, you need to be found online. You really need to be found. And having a Google business profile is one of the essential tools. And so potential clients and customers are looking for you. And if they can't find you, it's a problem. So you need to increase your visibility. And that's why you need a Google business profile. Okay, so, and this is the thing. You've really got to have one, because if people can't find you, that's the thing. Clients are 70% more likely to visit businesses with a Google business profile, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you've got one. So now let's march forward. Okay, now here's the thing. Have you ever gone to a shop to see if it's open? Now just take a moment. Let's have a look at this. We're open most days about 9 or 10, occasionally as early as 7, but some days as late as 12 or 1. We close about 5. Is that confusing? Imagine people that have got a fistful of dollars and they want to work with you, but they don't know when you're open. There is actually a shop that was I don't know how they were operating. I don't know when they were there, but there was a pop-up donut shop at my local shopping center. And I went to their Google business profile and it said they were open. I went down there, disappointed, closed, no donuts. So here's the thing. The next time I went and said, hey, look, I don't know when you're open. You've got a Google business profile. You should really put your hours up there, even if you're changing it every day. It'd be great. And he said, oh, yeah, I won't worry about that. Anyway, 3 weeks later, they closed. So just saying, you really should let people know what you're doing. Now, if you're going away on holidays, oh my goodness, please update your profile. So now here's the thing. Don't leave your vital business information as a mystery. So when somebody searches for you, they need to be able to find the correct information. You're going to make sure your phone numbers are up to date, your address, your locations, all of those things. Now we're getting to address as well, because this is one of the things that people often say, but I don't want my address online. Well, you don't have to. And unless you've got a bricks and mortar store, like the lady who's got the open sign, you can't actually show your address on your Google business profile. So that's a bit of a tip for those as well. So those playing at home, if you're playing at home, well, I tell you what, you can't show your address, which is handy because maybe you don't want people turning up as well. And maybe you operate virtually. I know Lana's the case as well. You don't have an office. You don't need an office because you can operate from anywhere. So that's the thing. Alrighty. So now let's have a look at this too. Your business hours. When are you open? Are you open during holidays? You've got to be clear and be precise. Okay. So marching forth. So as I mentioned, customers are more likely to visit a business with a Google business profile. Okay. Really, really important to have one. Okay. Then I can't have my address. I'll be on the internet, as I was mentioning before. Well, look, it's really interesting. Google is clamping down, and I've seen it as well. Unless they can verify that you've got an actual office, they're getting stricter and stricter. And we've seen things going on a lot lately. It's really tricky. And verifying your business can be very tricky because nowadays video verification is a big thing too. So it can be a problem. So make sure you've got your correct details in there. If you change them, then you've got to make sure that they're up to date and they can be verified. Okay, marching forward, you can actually set areas that you service. Like, for example, I could go into all of the areas that actually create that boundary, but you can experiment as well. If you look after an entire area, an entire region, list the areas so that it actually puts the boundary around it like that too. That's how our boundary shows up online as well. But here's the thing, we actually work nationally and we've got global clients too. So that's just purely indicative. Alrighty, so now let's have a look as well. So 5% now, this was formerly known as Google My Business. Okay, so if you're thinking, what's Google Business Profile? Well, it's the artist formerly known as Google My Business, because Google likes to turn things off and on and disappear them quite often and sometimes change their name. So something that's just recently happened is messaging on Google Business Profiles is about to vanish. And I know a lot of businesses that are actually relying on that to communicate with their clients. So you've got to come up with different ways to actually utilize messaging, and that could be a link on your business, on your Google Business Profile as well. So, and you can actually put in areas such as book a meeting. If you're a restaurant, you can actually put links in there to your menu. You can put a lot of elements in. So it's not just for people who are in trades. It's not just for people who are consulting. It's for every business. It's really, really important to have it. And as mentioned here, 5% of listing views result in a website click, call, or a direction request. And we're working with a national client and we can see the statistics, and they are absolutely making bank from actively looking after and posting on their Google Business Profile. Because guess what? We all wanted another social media platform. Guess what? You've got one. It's Google Business Profile. Okay, now here's the thing. You can engage with your businesses. And so you show up on maps. People can go through and see what to click on, where to go. And also, here's something that's on the screen now. I don't know if you can see my mouse as well. You can put frequently asked questions on there as well. So questions and answers. So they don't have to be asked by the general public. You can go through and populate them themselves. You can also show all of your services. Your services may be just far beyond just the one. You can actually have a number of services on there as well. You can even have products. So it is absolutely fantastic. A great way of explaining what you do and how you do it when you're open, how they can get in touch with you as well. Brilliant. Okay, so, and reviews. Oh my goodness. Reviews are the lifeblood of businesses. So everybody that's in this meeting, what you should do is find everybody that's in this meeting, because we all know each other, we all love each other, right? And leave everybody a Google review. Okay, make it a 5-star. That'd be sensational. Leave them a review. It'd be absolutely fantastic because it does wonders for businesses. It is quite amazing. So this is the thing. Google reviews help build trust. So 88%, we've got statistics. of customers trust online business reviews as much as personal recommendations. Okay, so it is absolutely massive. And I will, if I've got a meeting coming up and somebody says to me, where do you want to meet? Okay, sometimes it might be, hey, let's meet midway between here and the Gold Coast. I'll start looking for a cafe and I'll be looking for reviews because life's too short for a bad coffee. So I'll be looking for those reviews. Absolutely. So this is the thing. You really should leave reviews. It is absolutely brilliant. Okay. So 5-star reviews for everybody in the room. Let's do it. Okay. So, and don't forget to ask for reviews as well and testimonials. Sometimes you might do a little bit of consulting work for somebody just to help them out. There might be something going on where they've asked you a question. So at that time, you could say, hey, would you mind leaving me a Google review? It'd be fantastic. You know, I'm not charging for this service, or you might have done some amazing work for those people as well. Ask for a review. Don't ask, don't get. Okay, build those up. It is fantastic. You can even help people to write them if they get stuck too. Now, respond to those reviews. It is critical that you come back and say thank you, because how rude, someone's left a marvelous response for you and you've not responded. Then here comes the question, what about a bad review? Do you ignore them? No, you don't. You actually go back and say, how can I help you? I'm very, I'm very alarmed that you felt this way. And you should do your utmost to try and turn that around. What if you get a 3-star review? You can actually reach out to them and say, I really appreciate the 3 stars. What would make it 5? And start a conversation. And quite often, people will choose to work with a business not only from their amazing, glowing 5-star reviews, how they respond to negative criticism and how they respond to 1-star reviews. And I've actually approached a business purely on the fantastic response to a 1-star review, because it showed due diligence. It showed every element that is going to make you want to work with that business, and to actually put the complaint that was absolutely ludicrous right back in its spot again as well. Now, don't be rude, don't be cutting, don't go, you're a jerk. You've got to put it in a really good frame. You've got to actually try to get to the bottom of it. And if it's somebody you know, get them on the phone, because funnily enough, you can go back in and edit those reviews too. So you can take it from a 1 to a 5, or from a 3 to a 5 as well, because you have the power to go in and edit those reviews too. So here are some of the golden rules. Post regularly, because you can post onto Google because it drives traffic. Okay. Make sure your info is up to date. Check your insights. Have a look at what's going on, because you can see there's actually, when you log in properly through the correct link, you can see a lovely ring up the top. If that ring is gold, sorry, that's bad. It needs to be green. It needs to be a complete closed ring, so that you know that everything is up to date. Make sure you've got your logo on there, all of the elements. It's vital. Okay. So reviews are business gold. Now, you can talk to your clients shortly. No one can turn it on if you don't have it on already. It's going to be turned off. So Google giveth and they taketh away. So now add photos of your team and your work, add products, list your services, make sure your website works and your link is working, and have a look at who can help you manage your Google business profile. And that's one of the things that we offer as well, is setups and management and ongoing assistance with that too. So marching forth, look at that guy. He's worried. Why is he worried? He doesn't have a Google business profile. So I'm going to suggest you should go to business.google.com. This is not an ad for Google. They are our evil overlord, and I guess we must obey. It is free to set up. There are great processes out there. You can go and do it. If you do get stuck, you can always reach out for help as well. Okay, fantastic. So this is it. And I am looking into running a in-depth workshop in the very near future. So look out for that one. And now it's over to the room for some questions. So if anybody has any questions, please dive in and ask them now. Thank you so much.
Mike.
Mike from Force Marketing.
Google still is letting you put your home address on there.
Well, I can tell you right now, and there's somebody in the room who knows. We did that, and they basically shut it down immediately. So
Mine's still on
And-
there.
well, what's that?
My
Yours is
home
still
address
on
is
there?
mine.
Fantastic. That's great. Mine was too, and then I removed it. And here's the thing: I don't want mine on there because I do have a studio here, and people were visiting, and it was fantastic. I no longer operate like that, and it's invite only. So if you try to put an address on there, they will literally block your profile. Isn't that right, Chris? Chris has gone on mute. He can't talk anymore. He's too angry. So, but anyway, you can
no,
work
I,
around it. And
Yeah,
if you-
I've set up 2 this week and been able to put home addresses on there for them.
that is really interesting because I can tell you right now, we're seeing the opposite. So if you're able to put them on there, that's brilliant. More power to you. You must have golden fingers. So keep
No,
doing
I think it's
that.
just luck. It might be
It's
the
luck.
fact that we're in WA, mate. We're still 2 years behind you guys.
No, you're hours behind, not years. And everything's
Oh,
on
don't
the
bet
up.
on it.
Everything's on the up in around Perth as well. It's brilliant. So now we've got more questions. Sigrid, hit me. You got your hand up. Go.
Well, I was just, it's on that, what address to have on there. So you're saying, hang on, I can't get the hand down. You're saying that you can't put your home address on there, or you have to.
Here's the thing. Now, Mike had success. I've had nothing but failure from it.
Right.
And this is the thing too. They're getting really strict. I've got a business that had the incorrect address on there, and they're a legit business. I've been operating there for 20 years. But for 20 years, I don't know how long it was put on there badly. They had the wrong address. So we went in there to change it, and straight away they said, this profile needs to be verified. Then it went back to the fact you've got to verify via video. Now, I've got a whole strategy and a whole step-by-step process. You have to have sneakers on. You have to plan it. It is step by step. And my wordy lordy, is it a pain in the pain in the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a G-rated show. I'm not going to say that. So this is the thing. It's really quite painful to do that. It can be done. I've seen it done. But the best thing is to tick the boxes and don't look to have an address on. Have a region, have an area that you service, which is going to actually be really good for you too. Desiree, you had your hand up. Go.
I did. Thank you. That was great. There are some things I still need to update. So I think my address I've just put the suburb. I think you can do that, the suburb only.
That's it.
Or you can put no address. At least that's the last one, but I haven't updated it, being that I've moved suburb. I have a question regarding if I send a link to everyone to say, give me a Google review, please. How would you word it? I mean, obviously, we all know what we do, more or less, maybe some less than know what I do than anything. But how would you word a Google review without making it sound like you've used it or not used it? But are you judging more the people? What would you say? Because obviously others might send me a Google review about their services. I know I've spoken and had one-on-ones with a few people or made referrals to others, but how would I do a review so that it's not, I'm not saying a lie, but it's to enhance it without sounding fake, is
Okay.
what I'm trying to say.
So here's
Do you
the
know what I
thing.
mean?
If you're asking for a review, just ask for it. So you ask it in your tone. Don't worry about it. Don't. And this is the thing. Everybody gets the self-doubt monster come in. Oh, but can I really ask? When's a good time to ask? Oh, I don't know.
No,
I
it's
hear
not
these
about the
voices.
asking,
I get it.
Stu.
Yes.
It's more about how to respond
How
and
to
say,
respond to a review. Fantastic. Well, okay, let's judge what I launched into then. Ask for a review in the nicest tone possible. That'd be fantastic. So that's that one. How to respond to a review to not sound cheesy. Well, you can say, that was awesome. Thanks for your money. Now that would be a bad response. So now what you should do is say, it was fantastic working with you. I really appreciate you. Thanks for this. It was great working with you on XYZ and looking forward to working with you in the future. That's how I would respond. So don't panic. Again, the greeblies come out. Oh, but what am I going to say? How do I respond? Just respond in a nice, polite tone. That's the best way to go.
I think
so
what,
Stuart,
I think what you
that's
need,
not what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Let's say each year Lucia asked, or let's say Mike asked me for a review.
Yes.
You said from everyone on this group,
Yep.
ask reviews from each other because we know each other.
Oh,
We
sorry.
may
Okay,
not have
okay.
purchased that service or product from each other. How do we put a review without incriminating ourselves when we haven't? That's what I'm asking.
What I've done
Okay.
in the past to answer this one for you, Stuart, what I've done in the past is if we've had a one-on-one or we've had any interaction,
Yes,
I've met
yes.
you face to face. I understand what you're saying. You don't want it to come across as not authentic, and you certainly don't want to
Indeed.
leave a review that's not valid. What I've done in the past is I've left reviews that state, thank you so much. I really had a lovely time learning more about you and what you do and who you help. You know, something about what you actually did. It doesn't have to be a review based on they built my pool and they were really good at it. It could just be a personal review of thank you so much for taking the time to spend an hour with me so I could get to know you better, or so that you could get to know me better. It can be as authentic and as simple as that. And even though that doesn't seem like it would help someone's business, it really does still, because it's showing the kind of person you are. It's showing the fact that that you take time to listen to people's concerns and that you are willing to have those conversations should people have questions. So don't think that it needs to be anything specific. It could just be, thank you so much for the compliment that my hair looks great today when I saw you. Again, it might not seem like it makes a big difference to someone's business, but your Google My Business is basically for businesses like myself and Lana who don't have that shop front. So the Google My Business and our website become our shop front. So people, I always view Google My Business and your social media as people like window shopping, like just you know, sticky beaking through that glass window. And if they can get a sense of your customer service by your Google reviews or by your social media reviews, that's the equivalent of, you know, of seeing someone yelling at an employee through a window versus someone that's helping. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, that's the answer to the question I was looking for, because not all of us has done that, but we can say something nice about that person.
Yeah.
If Sigrid asked me for a Google review, I would say, Sigrid, total professional, really enjoyed, you know, interviewing you on the radio show, and you're such a professional. I would highly recommend you, kind of thing. Having never worked with her, but I know what she does. So that would be an authentic thing. That's what I mean. So guys, I'm happy to answer your Google reviews, and I hope you will do the same for me.
So thank you. Now, just sort of to unpick all of that as well. Absolutely. I dived off in all the directions we needed to do around reviews. So here's the thing. Talk about professionalism, talk about their qualities. If they gave you a compliment, if that suits, good. But it's fantastic to talk about how professional somebody is, and how you could talk about how responsive they are. Thank you for sharing information with me. Leave a nice, polite review, and think about it like this. If somebody said, and I hadn't actually worked, Scott, okay, we haven't even met. I don't know you. So this is going to be a bit of a problem, right? But if you've actually worked with somebody in a group, okay, it would be like a compliment. Okay, you could say, I really, I love Sigrid's professionalism, everything she stands for, so much knowledge to share and offer. I highly recommend that you connect and work with Sigrid. That's not saying I'm lying about the fact that Sigrid wrote a book for me. That's the way to go. Beautiful. So that's sort of all of the areas around reviews. And unfortunately, I have to disappear and disco dance my way.
That was really good. That was really good, Stuart. Thanks.
Excellent.